Good morning, everyone. My name is Jeff Rubin. I'm with the Pinole Historical Society. Welcome to the second annual Veterans Day Memorial and Flag Retirement Ceremony. We gather here the 11th hour, the 11th day of the 11th month, because on November 11th, 1918, at 11 a.m., the armistice was signed that ended World War I and hostilities stopped. Veterans Day was originally called Armistice Day to celebrate that agreement that ended World War I. After World War II, Armistice Day became Veterans Day, remembering veterans in all of our wars. In 1954, President Eisenhower signed a bill proclaiming November 11th each year as Veterans Day. In 1968, a law changed the national commemoration of Veterans Day to the fourth Monday in October. But there were protests because November 11th was a day of historical significance. In 1978, Congress returned the observance of Veterans Day to November 11th. Each year on this day, we give thanks for peace, observe a moment of silence, and remember the veterans who fought and died during times of war, and those who came home and lived on. It's important to this day to give thanks for times of peace and to remember those who are protecting your rights every day. At this time, please rise and welcome the Police Explorers Color Guard, Pinole Police Explorers, and welcome Ginger Holm, who will sing the Star-Spangled Banner, and please remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance led by the West Contra Costa Girl Scouts.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and white stars through the perilous fight were so proudly beheld at the twilight's last gleaming. And the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Good morning and welcome. Today is a day of remembrance, and I'd like to open in memory of those who died and lived through the tragedy of Fort Hood. It's my honor to be here today on behalf of the Pinole City Council and welcome all of our distinguished veterans and guests. Thank you. There is an old Chinese proverb that says, "When eating bamboo sprouts, remember the man who planted them." So in that spirit, I believe the following words are worth repeating. It is the veteran, not the preacher, who's given us freedom of religion. It is the veteran, not the reporter, who's given us freedom of the press. It is the veteran, not the poet, who's given us freedom of speech. It is the veteran and not the campus organizer who's given us freedom to assemble. It is the veteran, not the lawyer, who gives us the right to a fair trial. And it certainly is the veteran, not the politician, who gives us the right to vote. The United States is a nation of the brave, and our veterans and those who serve today are a testament to our country's unwavering commitment to freedom. If you value your freedoms, thank a veteran today. Thank him every day. Thank you, and God bless America.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Kathy Brunstein from St. Joseph's School. I ask right now to have all of the St. Joseph's School students please stand and join us as we sing America the Beautiful, led by Chloe DeChozo.
Oh, beautiful for spacious skies, for amber waves of grain, for purple mountain majesties above the fruited plain. America, America, God shed his grace on thee, and crown thy good with brotherhood from sea to shining sea. Oh, beautiful for pilgrim feet who stern in passion dress, a thoroughfare for freedom beat across the wilderness. America, America, God mend thine every flaw, confirm thy soul in self-control, thy liberty in law.
Hi, my name is Topaz Bess, and I'm the youth commissioner for the city of Pinole.
Hi, I'm Megan Duckworth, and I'm also youth commissioner of the city of Pinole.
And we're going to read a poem called The Bravest Man I Know by Amanda Whitney. The bravest man I know is a man I've never met. He's a man who risks his life to save a friend, not only to save a friend, but to save a nation, risking his life for those he does not know, stepping up, leaving loved ones behind, so that somewhere someone else won't have to. He is a man who follows orders even though he knows he might die. The bravest man I know is the man who would rather die so one more person could go home to see his family again. The man who stares death in the face but never blinks.
The bravest man I know is the man who risks his life, so one day the world may be a better place for his children, or any man who goes against his biggest fear, death, just to save someone he loves. The bravest man I know is the man who fights, so another man can have the taste of sweet freedom, not fighting for his own benefits, but for many others all over the world, fighting to make this world a better place. That's the bravest man I know.
Your Honor, Mayor Pro Tem Debbie Long, Jeff Rubin of the Pinole Historical Society, and board member, and my fellow Americans. Once again, we are gathered on Veterans Day to pay tribute to and honor all veterans who served, but especially those who are with us today. We are pleased that members of Jesse Orchard Post number 2798 of the Veterans of Foreign Wars of the United States of America, Pinole, can join with the Pinole Historical Society and the City of Pinole in the second annual Veterans Day Memorial and flag retirement ceremony of our service-worn flags of our nation, the emblem of freedom and the symbol of unity. 233 years ago, our founding fathers, the 56 men who signed the Declaration of Independence in 1776, pledged to each other their lives, their fortunes, and sacred honor, which gave us an independent America, including certain unalienable rights. Among those are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. 9 of these men fought and died from wounds and hardships of the Revolutionary War, were veterans. 11 years later, in 1787, the ratification of the Convention of 9 states established our Constitution and principles. For we, the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity. My friends, the Declaration of Independence was the promise, and the Constitution was the fulfillment. As Jeff said about Veterans Day was changed to Armistice Day, it still is worthwhile to repeat this. Veterans Day is celebrated on the same date as the former Armistice Day, inaugurated to commemorate the end of World War I in 1918. The 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month in the year. It officially became a national holiday in 1938, and in 1954, Armistice Day was changed to Veterans Day to honor all United States veterans. For 91 years, the nation has been officially honoring its defenders on November 11. As a nation, we remember all Americans who served on active duty in the armed forces. This day is our opportunity to publicly commemorate and express our gratitude for the contributions and sacrifices of so many. Every generation has had to defend this, the greatest of all nations, for those who want to harm us. Freedom is not free. As you leave here today from this Veterans Day Memorial program, I would like to leave you with this thought. All veterans gave some, and some gave all, that justice among nations might prevail, and mankind might enjoy freedom and inherit peace. Thank you, God bless you, and God bless America.
Good morning, everyone. My name is George Vincent. This is my wife, Christy. I'm the Vice President of the Pinole Historical Society. I'm here this morning to honor those who gave the ultimate sacrifice by a ringing of the bell and a moment of silence after each of their names. I think it's important to remember World War I was the Great War, the war to end all wars. And Pinole has always been a patriotic community, Pinole and Hercules. During World War I in 1917, hundreds of Pinole men and women answered the call. And Pinole supported their men in arms, those who were in France especially. The citizens of Pinole gathered together for a final farewell party and dance at the Pinole Opera House to send off the troops to France. Hazel Downer and the Pinole Hercules School District raised $6,000 in 1917 to support the war campaign. So Pinole has always been a patriotic community. Few people know that during World War I, the Hercules Powder Company supplied most of the explosives for the Great War. My mother was only 20 years old. She and many other women worked at the shell factory loading very dangerous munitions at the time. So many of the people of Pinole that were drafted, we don't know because the records are poor, who succumbed to the gave their final tribute in the fields of France, but we do know the names of some of those who served. I'd like to read the names of those, a few of them. Joe Costa, Miguel Marcus, George Dutra, Manuel Martinez. Paul Langenbach of Hercules gave his life for his country, one of the first to be killed in the Great War. When these men came home from the war, they faced an even deadlier enemy. At that time, the great flu epidemic of 1918 was raging, and many of these men came home with shell shock, which we today know as post-traumatic stress. They also came home with their lungs scarred from mustard gas from the fields of France. And they too succumbed to the terrible flu epidemic, as did many citizens of Pinole and Hercules. And for all of those of World War I who gave their lives so bravely, during the war and after the war, a moment of silence, please, as we ring the bell. From World War II, the Great War, the war to end all wars, did not end all wars. And 6 men made the ultimate sacrifice during World War II that came from Pinole. Jack Edwards, Gordon Hughes, Bernardo Fernandez, Michael Vasel, Edward Hall, and James Wynn. The Vietnam War. Ralph McGuinn Stacy Jr. gave his life. The Iraqi War, 2003. Sean Anthony Silva. And a tribute to the brave men and women of Fort Hood, the 13 who died in defense of their country, be it here or in Afghanistan or Iraq. They were patriots. In their name, we ring the bell also. Thank you.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. 'Twas blind, but now I see. 'Twas grace that taught my heart to fear, and grace my fears relieved. How precious did that grace appear, the hour I first believed. And when we've been there 10,000 years, bright shining as the sun, we've no less days to sing God's praise than when we first begun.
Good morning, all. I'm Jack Meehan, and I've come with a lesson in mathematics, in politics, and ethics. I have in one hand 5 Lincoln pennies, and I have in the other hand a Jefferson nickel. The question before you is, are they the same? I'll help you with the answer. No, they're not. Are they equal? The answer is yes, they are. Here's the background to that. We heard that all men are created equal, that they're endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that the men who signed that declaration were propertied, were male, and very determined that this was going to be an independent nation. And later they said, in order to form a more perfect union, not a perfect union, because God created them equal, not perfect, equal, but not the same. Well, along the history of America, and as depicted in our flag with 50 chapters in our history. Those 50 chapters going fast forward take us up to the middle of the 19th century. In 1961, Abraham Lincoln was inaugurated. The year before, South Carolina seceded from the Union and threatened this union by what became known as the war between the states, as the Great Civil War. Well, the Union needed to preserve the Union, and many veterans were created as Americans, fought Americans. We survived. Lincoln in 1964 issued the Emancipation Proclamation. It certainly inflamed the southern states who wanted to secede. But it established something further that was stated in the Declaration, in the Constitution, that all men are created equal, and slaves were no longer slaves. As he said, as I would not be a slave, so I would not be a master. And the vote was extended to the freed slaves. Not easily, not readily, but eventually. Well, we come up to the 20th century. States were added. In 1912, Arizona joined the Union, and we filled all the blank spaces from sea to shining sea. And in 1920, guess what? All men are created equal, but so are women. And women got the vote in 1920. The suffrage, the Equal Suffrage Act. So in the 20th century, we've come a long ways. We're still working at it. This is a work in progress. In the 20th century, we've added 2 more states. We've added 2 more chapters, 2 more stars to our flag, and 2 more words, without a comma, to our Pledge of Allegiance. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Gabrielle. I'm from the Youth Commission.
Hi, I'm Caleb from the Pinole Youth Commission. We will be reading Heroes Die For Me by Jamie Burns. I am the flag. I look down upon this land called America. I have seen each battle fought. I have seen the heroes die for me, for my country. Thank you all, those of you who kept me flying in the breeze, keeping this country united as one. Thank you, those of you who have sacrificed your lives, giving up all that I may still fly. Watching over the citizens of this nation, thank you all, those of you who have ever fought. I'm ever grateful for you.
You've risked everything. You faced death each day, faced fear, faced many terrible things. And because of you, my thank yous ring out. Filling the sky, echoing from the hills, they find their way to the graveyards. And to all of you still living, you are a special kind of person. To anyone who has ever served this country, and to those serving today, thank you. As I watch slide from atop my flagpole, as I think of all you've done, my feelings become too powerful for words, and all I can say is thank you.
My name is Jackie Fan, Commissioner of Community Relations at Pinole Valley High. Veterans of America, on behalf of the Pinole youth, we all want to say thank you for your service and sacrifices that you've made for our country. We owe you a debt that can never be replaced. And can we have a round of applause for our veterans?
Color guard, attention. Color guard, forward march. Oh. Color guard, forward march. Color guard, attention. Color guard, forward march. Color guard, prepare to present the colors. Color guard, present the colors. Will you please join me in these flags' last pledge of allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Color guard, retire the colors. Be clear, sound off. Two. Color guard, about, face. Color guard, retreat. Dismissed. Color guard, attention. Color guard, forward march. Color guard, prepare to present the colors. Color guard, present the colors. Will you please join me in these flags' last pledge of allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Color guard, retire the colors. Bugler, sound off. About. Face. Color guard, retreat. 2. Color guard, dismissed. Color guard, attention. Color guard, forward march. Color guard, prepare to present the colors. Color guard, present the colors. Will you please join me in these flags' last pledge of allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Color guard, retire the colors. Bugler, sound off. Color guard, about, face. Color guard, retreat. Color guard, dismissed. Color guard, attention. Color guard, forward march. Color guard, prepare to present the colors. Color Guard, present the colors. Will you please join me in these flagged last pledge of allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Color Guard, retire the colors. Bugler, sound off. Two. Color Guard, about, face. Color Guard, retreat. Color Guard, dismissed. Color Guard, attention. Color Guard, forward march. Color Guard, prepare to present the colors. Color Guard, present the colors. Will you please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Color Guard, retire the colors. Bugler, sound off. Two. Color Guard, about, face. Color Guard, retreat. Color Guard, dismissed. Color Guard, attention. Color Guard, forward march. Color Guard, prepare to present the colors. Color Guard, present the colors. Will you please join me in this flag's last pledge of allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Color guard, retire the colors. Bugler sound off. Color guard. About face. Color guard retreat. Thank you for your time.
St. Joseph's School, please remain standing, and you may join us in singing You're a Grand Old Flag, led by Chloe DiCioso.
You're a grand old flag, you're a high-flying flag, and forever in peace may you wave. You're the emblem of the land I love, the home of the free and the brave. Every heart beats true, 'neath the red, white, and blue, where there's never a post or brag. Should old acquaintance be forgot, keep your eye on the grand old flag. You're a grand old flag, you're a high-flying flag, and forever in peace may you wave. You're the emblem of the land I love, the home of the free and the brave. Every heart beats true, 'neath the red, white, and blue, where there's never a post or brag. Should old acquaintance be forgot, keep your eye on the grand old flag.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Marcia Kalapus. I am president of the Pinole Historical Society. And we are very pleased and very honored to have all of you here today and all of our veterans in the community that are represented. We could not have put this event on without all of you in this crowd and all of our participants, our band, our singers, Mr. Meehan and his history, and our Boy Scouts who burned the flags, our explorers, our police available here, our fire department, and all of you sitting in this audience who have memories of all of the wars for which you've lived long enough to participate in. My memories fondest are being a child during World War II, where every Sunday my families brought home young men for Sunday dinner. And we made sure that we stretched our food so that we got at least 10 or 12 in there. And many of those boys never came back home, and I will always remember my family's generosity. So I'm hoping that all of you sitting here today will continue this day in the future, and that you will teach these children here today how precious, how special this day is, and that they must never, never forget what all of our men and women today are doing overseas to protect this country, and how important that Pledge of Allegiance is, and how important our flag is. We can never forget who we are, where we're going in the future, and what we want this world to be. And so with that, again, thank you so much. We're hoping We're planning on doing it again next year, so we're hoping you'll come again and make this another special day for all of us again. I also want to tell you that for those of you who have brought your flags today to be retired, we have flags that you can repurchase as a donation over at our booth, and we also have our Pinole books that you can purchase if you'd like. But again, our thanks, many, many thanks for making this the most wonderful day of this year. Thank you much.
Thank you, everyone, for coming. Before we leave, I'd like to recognize Garrett Dibble, who blew taps. Come on up, Garrett. Let's give him a hand. It's not an easy chore.
Hi, everyone. It's been an honor playing taps for all of you. I didn't really expect having this much people, but it's been an honor. Thank you for your time.
Thank you all for coming. Thank you to our veterans. Thank you to the St. Joseph School children. Thanks to the weather gods for giving us a great day, no rain. We hope to see you next year. Drive home safely. Thank you.